Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. No, like, seriously,
All right.
like, okay, I'm, like, if we're gonna do this whole thing on film noir, if you will, like, I am gonna start by reading the, I'm sure, god-awful Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It is a cinematic term used primarily to describe Hollywood crime dramas, particularly those that emphasize cynical attitudes and sexual motivations, which is, like, the worst description of, like, film noir, crime noir, whatever, ever.
Film noir is interesting because it's a rather difficult genre to define. First of all, film noir is a French term. Literally it means black film or dark film. Something I find very funny because film noir originates from German Impressionist filmmaking. I don't know where the French came in here.
Like, I don't know, like, you can't really describe it. It's just one of those, like, I don't know, like, the best way I, like, can explain it to people is, like, Fast Talkers, High Trousers. Like, those were the great movies of the 40s where, you know, like, people are rushing in and it's quick and it's witty dialogue. Like, it's basically the foundation for, like, every Tarantino movie ever.
Well, it was really intelligent, very smart, and quick dialogue.
You got movies like Brick, you know, Assassination of the High School President's another one recently that's came out that kind of reminds me of that. I was a little bit more comedic, but you know, it's just it's quick pace, you know, and it's got a style to it, and you know, you have there's two aspects of it. You have the visual aspect, which of film noir is the black and white, the very moody, you know, in the 40s, you know, deep shadows and things like that. You know, nothing feels safe. It's kind of got like almost a spooky vibe to it. And then you have like the dialogue aspect of it, where it's very quick and it's fast. Like I said, it's witty. I don't know. It's one of those things that you can't really describe. It's just it's something that needs to be seen or heard. There is no good definition for film noir. So there.
History of film noir. We'd have to trace it back to, like I said before, the German Impressionist filmmaking from the 1920s and even back to the 19-teens, so even the silent film era. We didn't see that specific genre, though, film noir, start until after the Great Depression, really, and it was mostly in the late 30s. And the point that really made film noir take off as this really popular genre would have had to have been The Maltese Falcon, the version everyone remembers, which was actually the second remake. There was a 1931, a 1936, and the 1941 version with Humphrey Bogart is the one everyone remembers, and that is where it really all began.
Film noir, when it first started, was so different because it reminded me of like the old pulp books that came out and the old pulp comics that came out. You know, it was gritty, it was realistic, and that was a quality that was kind of new for film during that time, because you know most movies were of, you know, fantasy. They were fantastic, they were over the top, and there's a certain reality to crime noir. You know, it kind of showed like the seediness, and it was a different breed of film for that time. It was something that was completely new. That's what film should be. It should always be new. It should always be coming up with new things and not making old things. Yes. Unless you're trying to make an homage to film noir.
Hello? No, the windows are broken, and no, the doors are smashed in. Do you think they came in from behind?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the girl that close enough yet.
No, I mean the house. Why are you out so late?
Why? Jealous of Tony? I know you were more involved with that woman than you're willing to tell us all about. But I'm not going to turn you in, because I know you'll do the right thing.
What do you know about Tony?
I don't know nothing. Nothing, see? And if you're shy, the cops will bring down the entire Irish mob on your head, see?
What the hell's going on around here?
Freeze!
Something that's very interesting is that film noir branched out into the sci-fi realm, and I just indulge in that sort of thing. I love science fiction, but movies like Soylent Green in 1973, and especially Blade Runner 1982, directed by Ridley Scott, totally film noir inspired. More recently, there have been ones like Steven Spielberg's Minority Report 2002. There was Gattaca 1997. 12 Monkeys. It's been interesting.
I am a deprived child that doesn't watch movies very much.
My favorite film noir is, and always has been, Basic Instinct. One of the best movies of the 90s if you haven't seen it. Totally film noir fashion. Paul Verhoeven really, I think, resurrected that genre, along with lots of other 80s filmmakers.
Some of the newer stuff, I'm just a fan of the old classic black and white, soft piano playing in the background. Narrator is always, is the main detective kind of a thing, talking. You never see him actually say anything until he's talking to the person, but it's always looks and sounds like it's voiceover. There's anything like that. I don't really have a favorite, but it's just anything kind of like that. It's perfect. And the one that really pops into mind a lot of times, my favorite person that I always like seeing do a film noir is Kevin Kline, because he's wonderful at it. He has just the voice, and he just embodies film noir for me, just because the stuff that he can do and does, it's great.
Favorite film noir movies, like I said, like in terms of like contemporary, like I would have to say like Brick, definitely. Brick has got it's got both. It's got the darkness to it as well as the quick, witty dialogue that you have to watch a movie a couple times. Yeah, George Gordon-Levitt's stuff. I'll watch him paint a shed. Assassination of a High School President's another one. That one's really funny, quick-witted. It's kind of got the mystery to it. But like in terms of like the classics, I think of like film noir. I think of like the Maltese Falcon. Like those old detective stories. The whodunits basically. Like those are just good old movies.
Well, it's like Kiefer said, back in the 40s and 50s, there were about 300 film noir movies made in just that little time period. Some of them were really good, some of them were just, okay. But, in the past 9 years, I can think of maybe 3 movies that could possibly be considered film noir. Well, of course, Brick is definitely film noir, but it's a shame, and only time can tell where the genre is going to go.